Mortal Kombat 9. I believe everyone has a Mortal Kombat story, whether it's seeing a fatality for the first time in the arcade, or playing late night at your cousin's house when your parents were sleeping. Either way, I'm sure it's filled with blood, guts, and an age rating that'll knock down your door. MK9 reboots the series back to its roots, focusing on 2D gameplay. When I heard this, I was actually a little bummed, because I love the 3D trilogy. So to me, taking it back to 2D was a step back. So I stepped away from the series, until now. And man, was I wrong. Mortal Kombat 9 is an absolute blast. Visceral combat, wealth of single-player content, tag team mode. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, and it was nice getting back into the blood-soaked boots of Scorpion, Sindel, Reptile. I bought the physical of MK9 Complete Edition from my local retro game store for about 15 bucks, and that's one thing that sucks about all this. This whole digital future that we're heading towards, MK9 is not digitally available on any consoles. And you can only play it if you have a physical copy. Again, that sucks, because this game is fantastic. MK9's roster is filled to the brim with great characters, and they all look fantastic, except Sonya. What is this outfit? I do not like this outfit at all for her. But Sub-Zero, Noob, Cabal, Raiden, they all look incredible. Every character feels unique to play. They had some solid DLC characters too. I do think Freddy Krueger is a little strange. I understand what they were going for, and of course later down on the line they would add more pop culture characters later in games, but I would have preferred a Killer Instinct character. Jago, Saberwolf, Orchid. I think that crossover is something that I've been definitely dreaming of. As far as the gameplay goes, it's fast and snappy, wake-up attacks, new meter for combo breakers, super moves, and brutal X-ray attacks. There's a lot of strategy in MK9. Getting the first attack grants you extra meter. Using a combo breaker uses 2 bars of meter, and an X-ray attacks are a risk versus reward, depleting all your bars whether you hit your opponent or you whiff yourself into oblivion. It all melds really well together. So, thinking careful about your use of meter for dire situations, using an X-ray attack as a final resort to squeak out a win, feels incredible. MK9 definitely feels more precision-based when it comes to combos, really nailing down timing and execution. Matches never feel too long either. Every character feels like they have answers for most gameplay styles. MK9 is loaded with game modes. It has a full single-player story mode, along with Test Your Might, tag mode, fatality practice, and the iconic classic ladder mode. It has a whole gamut of modes that I really appreciated because it's just another reason why it's so important for games to have single-player modes and content. 14 years after this game's release, and it just has so much to offer. The single-player campaign takes place right after Armageddon, and has a time reset so it can reboot the franchise. The story has some fun moments and some really goofy ones, but overall, I did enjoy it. So aside from the crypt for unlockables, you can play Test Your Sight, Test Your Might, short minigames to fill your time with. My favorite was Test Your Luck, a randomizer fight mode. Having unexpected modifiers for combat is just a blast. Not having a head or a loss of limbs and only being able to fight with your legs is hilarious. Or having unlimited super or crazy fast uppercuts. It's just so much fun. That is the key element of this game for me. While I was playing, it's just a ton of fun to play. It's easy to pick up and play, with a lot of depth for deeper mechanics to really invest your time into. My only complaints with this game is the story mode is rather long. It feels a hair dragged out, and there's some really goofy moments littered in. But also, having to fight duos by yourself is annoying. Like, why don't you get a tag fighter, but they do? It seemed strange, and I find it a little frustrating. So for my final thoughts here, overall, MK9 is a complete blast. I'm bummed I actually passed on it, but I'm glad I got a chance to dive into it now. The characters look great, they have awesome powers and combos, it feels great to play. I wish certain characters had better costumes than they do. But it does have some of my favorite level designs in the series. I really enjoyed the tag mode, and having random modifiers for Test Your Luck was one of my favorite modes ever in a fighting game, and it works so well here in Mortal Kombat. I have a few minor nitpicks with the game, but my biggest frustration comes from the game not being available on newer hardware. And there were a few times I got a rough error while playing, or the game just completely crashed. And this is why game preservation is so important. But if you ever get a chance to play it, I would definitely recommend it. It still has so much to offer with single player content, and it was well worth it. I would like to revisit a new game in the Shaolin Monk series, or have a new Mortal Kombat game with a new Conquest mode. But anyways guys, that's it for me. I'm Tay from Did I Save, and thanks for hanging out.